few days ago, cryptocurrencies sold off quite dramatically. Bitcoin fell around 25% on average, and Ethereum fell around 15% across major exchanges. And as a whole, the entire altcoin's market capitalization fell over 20%, excluding Bitcoin. At the same time, we put out our video, "The US government clamps down on ability of Americans to purchase Bitcoin." This was enough to get every jealous Bitcoin hater out of their basement and gleefully typing that, "We were right! Bitcoin's a scam! Look, it's down a few $100s!" Like this guy. LOL, I told you fools the Jews were not going to let Bitcoin happen. They just used you to see how they can make a cashless society. Better get gold and silver. The green machine may have spoken a little too soon. On this chart I've noted the small dip where Green Machine and many others proclaimed victory that all cryptocurrencies had collapsed. And then cryptocurrencies hit another new all-time high again today above $115 billion. But the people who hate Bitcoin have to make up their mind. They seem to hold two opposite beliefs, the definition of cognitive dissonance. Many of them seem to believe that Bitcoin will fail because government will outlaw it. Like this guy. Told you so! All major sovereigns have the means to manipulate cryptocurrencies despite blockchain technology. Of course, if any government outlaws Bitcoin, it will slow down its growth in that region controlled by that criminal group called government. But if you believe that to be the case, then you must also believe gold and silver have the same risks. In fact, even bigger, because gold and silver are physical. And it's not like owning gold wasn't illegal for 4 decades in the 20th century in the land of the free. I'm not sure what people making this argument are really trying to say. To paraphrase them, we are slaves and are so enslaved that our slave masters will make sure we have a hard time using Bitcoin. Haha, LOL. If that's what you really believe, then why don't you do something to get out of your bondage? Why just laugh at how enslaved you are? What kind of man sits in his basement, in his underwear, eating Cheetos, and just laughs at how enslaved he is, but does nothing about it? Not a real man is the answer, Ralph. But realistically, the chances of every government on Earth all outlawing Bitcoin is pretty slim. It's already been accepted and used by too many people. There'd be at least a minor uproar if the government came in with their guns and started kidnapping and extorting everyone involved in Bitcoin. And if there was even one country that didn't, that country would all of a sudden find itself receiving billions of dollars of investment into the country, and thousands of very intelligent people would be moving there. Perhaps this is why Theresa May, Angela Merkel, and globalist Donald Trump all want to make global rules for the internet. And this is not to mention that the more governments try to outlaw Bitcoin, the more the demand for Bitcoin will likely increase, as anyone who can still buy it will be running to get it before it's too late. And not to mention, it's not very easy to track who actually owns Bitcoin. If you're smart, it's impossible, and there's no way to confiscate it without your keys. This is probably why Morgan Stanley recently said they wanted the master keys to Bitcoin. And furthermore, many other altcoins like Dash and Monero are built with extreme privacy in mind. If they really manage to hamstring Bitcoin, then watch cryptos like Dash and Monero skyrocket in value, and there will be nothing the globalists can do. So all those expecting that big government will put its boot down on cryptocurrency don't understand cryptocurrencies. It's just math. There's nowhere for the government boot to smash. Those same people, though, also seem to believe that governments created Bitcoin to enslave us all, like this moron. You can tell you don't understand what you're talking about. You clearly don't see that the cryptos were a trap set up by the US Gov. You, sir, are a fraud and a shill. Seems like you are jumping at any Ponzi scheme for you to profit from. So, cryptos were a trap set up by the US government to create a new form of money that can destroy central banking and by proxy big government that no one had ever thought about before. So they went ahead and created it to make countless anarcho-capitalists very wealthy and create a form of money that is impossible to stop, seize, or track. And this fostered countless other cryptocurrencies that are literally impossible to track, like Monero, and they did this. Why? Even if you think they created it. It's open source code, so anyone can see there are no government backdoors built into it. And the market has ran with it, and it is now so out of the ability of governments to control that the only way to stop it is to turn off the internet. Whoever came up with that plan for the government must have been fired if he did. But the real issue is that most of the Bitcoin haters out there actually hold two totally opposite beliefs in their head. Either the government will destroy Bitcoin by outlawing it, which I said earlier is highly unlikely, And even if they did, it would likely drive the value of Bitcoin far higher as people realize just what a prison we live in. Or, government created Bitcoin to enslave us, which, as I pointed out, doesn't really matter if they did. The market is using the technology to free us from government and central banks. Given how quickly these Bitcoin haters declared victory when Bitcoin was down slightly a few days ago, I'm gonna make a guess. I'm gonna guess that these Bitcoin haters are full of jealousy to those of us who saw the value of cryptocurrencies years ago and have profited massively from it. And for that reason, they feel the need to try to discredit Bitcoin whenever they can to feel better about their own stupidity. That's really no way to live. Being jealous of others who are better than you is never a recipe for success. You'll just end up how many of you are now, in your mother's basement, single, obese, and writing pathetic YouTube comments anonymously to try to make yourself feel better. Here's a better idea. Spend some time and learn what Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are all about. You'll still be ahead of 99% of other people and can profit from its growth over the next few years, and then laugh at the jealous trolls who try to discredit Bitcoin like we are today. You can get a start in the links below. I've made a 4-video webinar which talks about the importance of cryptocurrencies and why they are and will be so valuable. And if you accept my offer for more information at the end, I'll send you your first $50 in Bitcoin directly from my personal Bitcoin wallet. Then you can be on the right side of history, and who knows? You can maybe even get a girlfriend one day.
In an economic climate where dollar collapse, skyrocketing inflation, and total loss of financial privacy is almost guaranteed, many wonder how to keep their finances safe. In the past, investors have turned to offshore banks to try to regain control. But privacy in offshore banking is dead. Besides, offshore accounts cost a fortune, aren't convenient, and regulations make opening one nearly impossible for anyone other than the ultra-rich. But a brand new technology has made it easy for individuals like you to escape the trap of central banking without going offshore. It's not offshore banking, it's nationless private banking. And right now, you can discover the nationless private banking system for free. Plus, discover how to qualify for a $50 deposit to your new private bank. Click on the link for more information now.